What is going on, guys? Welcome back. It is Thursday, mid-morning here. You guys already know what we spent the first part of the day doing. We had to clean this thing up. I was like, there's no way this thing's gonna be in a video and be as nasty as it was. So we spent the morning getting this thing shined up. You guys already know what the agenda is for today. You guys have been begging for me to hook the 08 up to the big trailer. We were supposed to be on our way to Scheid first thing this morning, but some plans have changed. The trailer is full, still loaded, and I was like, you know what? We are at least going to hook up the 08, see how this thing does compared to the dually. So I kind of made a split-second decision on not going to Scheid. A couple different things. First thing being Allie and the baby kind of weren't feeling all that great. We weren't home all last weekend, and I kind of was like, you know what, we should probably be there for them a little bit if they're not feeling so great. We weren't there. I don't want to like leave Allie every single weekend. She wasn't able to come to Scheid this weekend anyway with me, so it would just be me running solo again, and I didn't feel like leaving her. Second was the weather out there, which seems to, of course, now that we have made our decision, probably going to be the most beautiful weekend at all, but but when I made my decision first thing this morning, I couldn't even sleep last night. I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? It was supposed to rain all day Friday, all day Saturday, but now that I am not going, you're welcome. It's probably gonna be the most beautiful weekend. So that was a factor. Also, we have so much stuff to just catch up on here, this garage, the other garage. I need to film some videos for you guys, the parts that have been laying around. So overall, we just kind of made a decision to try and be there for Allie if she needs us. She'll probably feel better in a couple hours knowing that we are staying home now. But anyway, just kind of prioritizing what's a little bit more important than going to race. And if it rained, if I only got to race one day, we weren't going to be able to race Sunday anyway. We would have had to leave Saturday night. So 24 hours of driving for possibly like one day of racing. It's just a lot of driving. Anyway, that's the reason why. So unfortunately, I apologize for those of you guys who wanted to come out, say hello. I'm sure we will be out that way relatively soon. But it is supposed to be a beautiful weekend home here in the Northeast New Jersey, which is the first weekend that it hasn't been raining here in months. So we are gonna take full advantage of that. Like I said, we got the 08 cleaned up. We are gonna hop in the 08 today and see exactly how she does stacked up against the dually, towing this big trailer. Just to show you guys, we are still loaded. We spent like all last night getting loaded, ready to leave. So the 05 is still in the trailer. I don't know if you can see, but the danger is up there. So this thing is fully loaded. So what we're also going to do is we are gonna go hit the scale again. We know what this thing weighs empty, but we don't know what it weighs. The only thing that's missing that we would be normally carrying is the roll cart that we do not have in there. So that's maybe another 1,000 pounds. So we're gonna go see exactly what this thing weighs, go hit some big hills, give you guys some EGT boost numbers, and see what this thing is stacked up. So for those of you guys who don't know, just to give you a brief little rundown, 6-speed G56 truck, South Bend, dual disc clutch, second gen swap, S4 67.7, completely stock fuel air dog pump. That is about it. Stock CP3, stock fuel, nothing pretty much else. So has done me very, very well towing everything else, but this is by far the biggest, most massive thing ever. So let's hit the road. First.
Truck number?
08.
Okay, we have your weight. Please pull forward. Do not park on or...
Alrighty guys, here we are. Any guesses, any guesses? Here we are. There is the total with the 08 pulling the race trailer, fully loaded. Kind of what I expected out of the race trailer. I think it's, you know, with the toolboxes in there, some other stuff. I think the race trailer fully loaded. That's with the water tank completely full as well. You know, gonna be around that 22,000 mark. I think the 08 probably weighs somewhere in that 75, 8,000 pound range-ish. So that is the weight. So we are now going to give this thing some test drives, hit some big hills, and see exactly how it performs. Now, just on the way over to the scale, I could already tell. You know, the biggest thing is when I got this trailer, everyone was like, you're gonna need a dually, you're gonna need a dually. It's gonna feel way better with a dually. And now I know exactly what they are talking about. Like I was mentioning, the short ride over to the scale, I could already tell, like it's got, even going around turns, it's swaying a lot more. It's not all over the place, it's manageable, but it definitely does not feel anywhere near as stable as the dually. Now, I forgot to mention before we got rolling, this truck does have airbags. I have about 70 pounds in the airbags. That's kind of what it took to level the truck back out. So that's where we're at, and we're gonna go now, like I said, see how this thing does. right, guys, we have made it home. You can tell by the smile on my face. The verdict is in. The 08 is still the OG beast. Now, there are some major differences between the two, but the 08 has still got it. I'm telling you what, I get questions all the time about the 467.7 on a stick truck, a 6.7 truck. Man, this thing, power-wise, has no issue going up a big steep grade, not even with a huge rolling start. Man, this is on stock fuel, guys. Remember, if you guys have an automatic, I might change that recommendation up just a little bit to try and help with some of that. But 467.7, 83.9, man. And I forgot to mention that whole thing, Tune 5, HPP tuning, EFI Live. That was on Tune 5 Max EGT, like 1300. Now that's pretty impressive to me, for sure. This thing, man, I'm actually pretty shocked on how well it did. Now, if you guys can smell, I know you can't. Biggest difference is brakes. No exhaust brake towing this much weight. Man, do I miss that. The exhaust brake on the dually seriously kicks butt, especially saving these brakes. Even though we have good brakes on the truck and the trailer, it's just a lot of weight to stop. I'm sure a lot of people would agree. But power-wise, it's got it. Braking-wise, dually all the way. Now, as far as like, it is, I don't know if you can tell in the trees, it is kind of a windy day. This trailer does tend to want to move around quite a bit more on this truck than the other truck. So another thing to take into consideration. Now, I really like being able to choose my gear a lot easier on this truck. Now, we do have the tap shifter on the column to help us downshift. I think my biggest complaint about the dually as of right now, which we do have something to install that should hopefully help this out. It seems like the throttle, the pedal on the dually, it just seems like the signal from the pedal to the computer to just know what my foot wants to do, it seems like it's got to go to California and back to try and relay that information. So when I'm like going up a big hill, I'm constantly using that paddle shift because it feels like my foot's got to be to the floor before this thing realizes it needs to downshift out of 6th gear, which those 68 RFEs, it's a big thing trying to get that thing out of 6th gear when you're going up a huge hill with this much weight. So like I said, I think tomorrow or the next day we have a part that's hopefully going to help that. I will explain that. But overall, if you guys have any questions, leave them down below. I'll try and get back to you guys answering any of this stuff. Oh, and I think lastly, the last thing I want to mention is I get a lot of questions about backing up big trailers and the right clutch to do that. So I've mentioned this before. The clutch that I have in the 08 is a South Bend dual disc. It's their dual friction. It came out a couple years ago. It's on the, I guess not newer side. It's been out for quite a while. But it is the clutch that I had before this, the clutch that I have in here now. This thing is by far, now you do have to ride it a little bit more. You guys can definitely hear the RPMs go up quite a bit, but the fact is it's smooth, and I've been backing up trailers like that and I have not noticed any adverse wear. I think my last clutch had like 60, 70,000, 80,000 miles on it, something crazy like that. And that was towing the other one with the pull truck on it all the time. So this clutch by far, if you guys are looking for, in my opinion, the best clutch on the market, South Bend all the way, nothing but great things from South Bend. #1 choice for backing up trailers for sure. As you can see, we've picked up, our nice clean truck has now picked up all of the grass from over here. It is still pretty wet. So I know what you guys are gonna ask me now. You guys are gonna ask me next, Greg, when are we gonna tow anything with the 05? So that will be next. We're not gonna get to that today. I don't think we're going to go right to the big trailer with the 05. I think that we will probably do baby steps. We'll hook it up to the gooseneck. This thing weighs 7,500 pounds dry. we'll test that out and then we'll throw some weight on it and see how it does. Alrighty, so next up on the list of things that we are going to do today, something that I've kind of wanted to share with you guys for a little while. It's a product that I bought that I was very, very skeptical about. It was like 400 bucks, but it severely cut down on the amount of time that I am washing and cleaning this stuff. And this is not some crap thing that somebody sent me. I bought this thing. I was like, man, I do not want to spend 400 bucks if this thing is going to suck, which it does not, and that's the only reason I'm telling it about you guys. The link is down in my description if you guys want to go check it out. So the biggest thing, we have all black crap, and I love it and I hate it all at the same time. I think what I hate the most is the amount of time and the drying and everything else. So I was talking to our man Mikey G, I was talking to Josh at Dirty Diesels before I pulled the trigger. Michael was actually giving me some information because apparently some fish tank stuff does the same stuff. So this is CR Spotless. This is like their bigger system. Apparently water spots are only caused by the iron in the water, and I don't think that I have really bad water here where I'm at. I think this is actually running through my house system as well, but still, when I wash stuff, it would just water spot instantly. Who has time to wait till you can wash stuff in the shade when you're trying to wash this freaking massive thing? So we got this, and I am happy to say, if you guys are on the fence about something that's gonna cut down time, drying time, this thing, and I really wanna wash the trailer. So we're gonna wash the trailer. I'm not gonna make you guys watch all of that stuff, but what I will show you is, it is the middle of the day, it is direct sunlight. We are gonna wash this thing and I'm gonna spray it down, and I am not gonna dry it whatsoever, and it will leave 99.9% zero water spots. I'm like, how can that possibly be? It's magic. These little things, these blue canisters, whatever's in there, it's just magic sauce. And what it does is cuts down a lot of time. So I did want to share that with you guys. Again, if you guys want to check it out, links in my description. It's like 400 some bucks. I was like, man, if I get this and it does not work, I'm going to be pissed. But it does work. So 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up for this thing. Guys, I want you to meet new driver for the 05.
Let's go.
And a co-pilot. She just woke up. She might not be too happy. Getting her first dose of driving in.
Let's go.
I want to go fast, Dad. Yay! Thank you very much, dear.
Oh, thank you.
Alright, so we've lost a lot of our daylight, which might make it kind of hard to see what I'm trying to show you guys. What I'm trying to show you is that there's no spots. I have not dried this thing. All we did was wash it real quick. Well, maybe not real quick. Alright, there's one spot right there. Alright, so that water spot has not dried. It just kind of stays formed right there. A lot of people driving by right now. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, besides that, there's no water spots on this entire thing. It's honestly, it's kind of amazing. Like, you don't even believe it. I have not dried this thing one bit. Alrighty guys, that is pretty much gonna wrap up today's video. We are walking inside. See how the girls are doing. How we doing?
Good.
How we doing, little girls?
Say hello.
Say hello. 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 Make sure you guys hit the like button before you leave. Subscribe if you have not already. We have more dually parts getting installed tomorrow at the shop. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. See ya.